game time. I'm on one, like it's Kelly and I'm Bay-bound. Treat the greatest competition like the playground. Freestyling J-Spin and make them say wow. Then I beat the brakes off them till I'm stay down. Became a king from a common man, and I turned my worst critics to my staunchest fans and worked at it until the world was believing. They gave them no choice but to see it. They say the greats always aim high and still stay grounded at the same time. And so they see a sky native with the hang time. That's why ain't no one can see us when it's game time. They say the greats always aim high and still stay grounded at the same time. And so they see a sky native with the hang time. That's why ain't no one can see us when it's game time.
Tell me your story, tell it to me one more time. I just want you to keep talking so I can
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Meta HSC. It is Thursday. It is Rocket League Day. I am still formal. I am still joined by Chris, the now slightly better than average, because we're one game down, and it's just going to keep on going up. Chris, are you ready for another exciting best of five?
Yeah, I'm ready for another good best of five here. We're just waiting for the players to get underway now, as well. Obviously, we're at 5 o'clock, so right on start time. But yeah, we're into our second game of the day, as you said, and it is, I hope my pronunciation here is going to hold up, Emmanus Catholic College taking on Belconnen High, the roundabout squad. So, yeah. Should be a good game, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully we are pronouncing that name right. Emmanus.
Well, if we're not, someone will yell at us in chat, so that's...
Oh, I'm sure people will yell at us at chat, regardless if we're getting it right or not. That said, as you did mention, they will be taking on Belconnen High, the roundabout squad. So it's going to be a great game. We will be kicking off any moment now, and I'm excited to see what these two teams can bring, because what we saw earlier today was actually some very high-level Rocket League. Haza, who actually just wrote in the chat, yeah, let's go to you too as well, my friend. He definitely put on a bit of a clinic earlier today, as Westlake did beat Mount Albert in a 3-0 sweep. So I'm excited. Hopefully we'll get a bit more games than just 3. I want to see a series go the distance. I want to see an evenly matched showdown. Now, no names I'm really familiar with in this one, so these are all going to be new names for me, but we're going to learn about these teams, I feel, very quickly. Game number 1, moments away from kicking off.
Yeah, almost ready to get things underway here, but yeah, it will be interesting to see how these teams go. Don't really know too much about either of them, but that's probably the fun in meta. You always get to see a couple of new players spring up, and you never know. They might move into probably 3v3 scene afterwards. They might go into tournaments like RLO or Revolve, and might make themselves a name for them in those departments as well. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, as we are just waiting for the go-ahead. Should be a few moments away.
Yeah, I imagine we will be. Again, kind of at the mercy of the players sometimes, and once they're ready to go, they will jump on, and then the game will kick it off. As I'm really hoping to see, team play come into play more so than individual plays. I want to see those passes. I want to see those clean rotations. I think those are going to be the most important things, as cars are loading onto the pitch. Everyone is jumping in. We are about to kick this best of 5 off.
Yes, we are, Max. It looks like we're just going to have to make sure on what side the teams are on here. What side are they on?
It is supposed to be Emmanus on the blue side with Belconnen on the orange side. I believe that is how they are at. If this is incorrect, well, it is on the players, not on us. Either way, the first shot will come from the Emmanus side, as Supersonic Jolt nearly puts one on target. Instead, though, Mocket's going to try to pass it to Hayden Mate. That is your Emmanus side. On the Belconnen side, you have Spoot JK, Proteus, and Ultras. Now, Proteus and Spook JK, I have seen these two players before, so I'm going to have a bit more higher expectations right now for this Belconnen side.
Fair enough, as already 30 seconds gone here. It seems like pretty decent action so far here, as our Protonus, oh no, you hate to see it. He has a golden opportunity, and he just whiffs the shot. Very unlucky. Would have been a 1-0 up here for Belconnen, but what can you do sometimes?
Yeah, I feel like you got to make those shots if they're available, really, at any level. So an unfortunate miss from Proteus, but still plenty of time to bounce back at the moment. It is Emmanus on the attack. Mach 1 going to play off the backboard, setting up Hayden Mate. No, he can't connect, but it doesn't matter. I think he tapped that ball slightly, so he'll get credit for the goal as we watch the replay right here.
Yeah, he got a fairly decent tap onto that, in all fairness there, Max. Yeah, it was a good semi-volley play from him, able to line it up into the far corner. Gets the early lead for Emmanus here, and they go up 1-0.
Yeah, so a good start for this blue side, and they're looking to build off of that lead. Hayden May trying to pass to his team through the corner, but no one's there to catch the pass. Mock will challenge at that mid-pitch line, actually gets the win, throwing it back into the box. Shot from Hayden Mate's not going to be hit accurately enough, nor with enough power, so now finally we get to see Belconnen High perhaps on the attack, but again, Mock playing that mid-pitch line, cutting off this Belconnen offense before it can get started.
Yeah, very good aggressive work there from, excuse me, the Emmanus player. just forcing him to stay on defense for a long period of time, it's just going to make him in, or it's going to make Belconnen get into a fairly massive rut, especially when they try to push out, because you would hope that Emmanus would be set up for what could be a possible counter and continue to just add the pressure on with more attacking pressure. But yeah, it's been a pretty good stuff from here as they look for a second. Mock with the shot. Oh, so close, but yet so far off the crossbar.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree. So far, Belconnen High has just really been struggling to get off their side of the pitch, and I'm going to credit Emmanus really by having, good mid-pitch rotations. There's always someone there at that halfway line to sort of cut the play off. They've been making consistent touches of the balls, and as a result, they are going to have more scoring opportunities. Ultras, though, kind of cheating forward, might be able to set up Belconnen right here. Where's the next man? That ball was a meatball for so long as a double commit. Oh, the hesitation nearly burning Belconnen. Fortunately, Ultras is able to rotate back, make the save, but they can't stop the shot from Mock, and it is 2-0 for Emmanus.
Yeah, that miscommunication there has just screwed Belconnen out of what could have been a near certain goal. Very unlucky that I believe that was Mock going for the long range play. Didn't get the goal there. Very good rotation from Ultras just to get there in the nick of time. But yeah, as soon as double commit came through, it just felt like Emmanus was going to get their second. They might get their third here as well. Subsonic lines it up and sends it in. So yeah, Belconnen not looking too good right now.
No, it's not really a strong showing so far from Belconnen. Just too much offensive pressure coming from Emmanus into this one, as all three members now of this blue side have scored a goal, and this trend is probably going to continue unless we find, or Belconnen I should say, finds a way to break these offensive rotations to get that ball past that mid-pitch line. At the moment, though, once again, it is Emmanus on the attack. Hayden made that third man going to try and play the backboard, and this could be that opening. If Ultras can get a good, solid touch, maybe they can put something together here. Gets the pass off the backboard. Shot should be there, but Spoot JK instead throws it to the corner.
Yeah, good call for it as Supersonic. Well, he's just going to get another throw goal here. I think Emmanus might be running away with this game here as we look at the replay. Very good touch there from Hayden, mates. Lines it up perfectly for Supersonic, who's already progressed to the halfway line at that point. Just has to tap it in, and there's no one in defense. So, yeah, unfortunately for Belconnen, they're just a little bit too pressed up, and they get countered very easily by the team from Western Sydney.
Yeah, and when you press up like that, largely it's because of the pressure you're feeling. I can't fault them for feeling that pressure too much. Down 3-0 in game number one. You got to pull those power plays, pull the goalie, go for those shots. That was the strategy for Emmanus. I'm sorry, that was the strategy for Belconnen in that situation, and it did come back to bite them. Game one now, a 4-goal differential, about 1:20 remaining. Does kind of look like it will be going the Emmanus way, and Belconnen, they're going to have to readjust how they're approaching this game moving forward, because not a strong showing in this opening game, and that's not a trend that they're going to want to have continue.
Definitely not. They have been stifled quite a fair bit here by Emmanus, who have been doing a fair bit of work in defense. Their counters have been pretty decent, but their main point has been quite literally just stopping Belconnen from having any sort of progressive attack. They do have these occasional one-and-done shots, but yeah, nothing too much else after that. Nothing really sustaining. And every time they get it close up, well, Emmanus are more than happy to just send it back straight to the other side of the field and get the reset. And more often than not, get another goal as well. Mock onto a double.
Yeah, as I want to watch this replay right here. 124km/h shot. What a great pass from Hayden. Straight into the box. Those tight passes are what separates the good teams and the great teams. And right now, Emmanus is playing like a great team. They're feeling confident. They're taking those risks, and those risks are pulling off. So a fantastic start for this blue side. 30 seconds remaining. They're going to be pretty comfortably winning this first game at this stage. And coming from the Belconnen side, you have to start thinking, okay, what can we do to turn the series around?
Oh, it's a very, very interesting question, that one, Max. I would say trying to keep up a sustaining attack would probably be their best course of action right now, but their defense doesn't really seem too good when they're pushed up here, as Mock is in a 1v1, but will lose it. The ball will eventually hit the ground, and yeah, won't even go in for a consolation goal. So 5-0 will be your final score in game one. But yeah, probably need to push up a little bit more. They need to try and keep possession of the ball, which is probably a bit more critical at the moment. But apart from that, I would say he's actually not looking too good for him. Emmanus might just be a class above.
Yeah, I'm worried that might be the case as well. This isn't quite like our first series where we saw, two teams traveling at the same speed, getting similar touches, and just little mistakes becoming the difference. It really does feel like that MS has come into this just playing that little bit faster, that little bit more aggressive, way more consistent than Belconnen, who we saw the communication breakdowns. We saw their inability to connect on passes on their own defensive half and get those clean clears. And until they can get sort of these next level fundamentals down, they're going to struggle against the teams that can sort of capitalize on them time and time again. And that's what Emmanus has been able to do. Now, there are still 2 more games, so we're not going to write Belconnen High out just yet. It's really going to be up to Emmanus if they can continue to play at that high level that they established. If they are able to, they're probably going to take this series, but they've got to do it for 2 more games. Opening kickoff does go their way. Mock has a shot, but it's saved by Ultras.
Very good save there from Ultras as well. That could have been very, very dangerous for the, excuse me, for the Belconnen boys. But yeah, able to just keep the net empty for now. And now they will have time just to try and set up an attack here. They've actually got a nice little break here. Ultras might go for a shot, but no, Subsonic gets there with plenty of time. But this is probably what they don't want to be doing. They don't want to be giving the ball over as soon as they enter the attacking half. They need to try and keep possession. They need to try and build up momentum, build up play so they can, at the very least, stifle the chances of the Emmanus boys. But here's an opportunity, though. But nah, will be denied by Subsonic.
What's interesting, though, is we have seen Emmanus actually break through the center of the pitch twice with solo plays. So that might be that gap in the MS offensive rotation that Belconnen is going to be looking for. This is more time we've seen on the blue pitch yet than we have, but a similar vice coming back to bite Belconnen as everyone overcommits on offense, leaving themselves exposed. Fortunately, they're able to rotate back and make a couple critical saves, but they're sort of either overcommitting on offense or overcommitting on defense, and it is leaving openings against Belconnen that MS might be able to exploit. 1.5 minutes into this game, though, the longest gap we've seen for a goal thus far.
Yeah, being able to hold their own so far here, Belconnen. They've got their first game shakes well and truly away here, so definitely a chance to possibly win up game 2 here, but Hatermate in a very dangerous spot, but won't really push it forward here. Progress should be able to get the clear out here, but Hatermate actually stops it. Will allow the ball to roll here and pass it back to Mock. But yeah, Belconnen definitely improving on defense, but they're not really getting too many attacking opportunities. That's something they really need to build on, or they can't do that.
That's a goal!
Yep. As soon as I say it, they pull out a shot, they beat out a few players, and they get it in.
And it was another play straight down the middle to Ultras. That's the 3rd time he's gone down the middle. The 3rd time is the charm. This time, a bit of help coming from his teammate as he was able to collect that pass. And that's the sort of trickery, the sort of passes that you need in order to break this Emmanus offensive rotation. So a great goal coming from Belconnen High. That said, something I've noticed is Emma's definitely feeling a lot less aggressive this time around. They've been going for more solo plays as opposed to the pass plays. I've been seeing a couple times Mock going for these aerial dribbles, not really connecting. And now that they're behind, I expect Emma's to go back to what worked in game number 1 and maybe look to regain that lead. Mock going for the double touch, sets himself up, gets the second touch, but it's not quite accurate enough.
Just so wide, we'll get the second attempt though, as Supersonic comes in the perfectly timed pass here. Tied up just past the halfway mark, but yeah, definitely were very, very solo play orientated in the first half of the second game here, but we seem to teamwork there, come through and break the defense almost immediately, really, and they can just continue that for the next few moments while Belconnen might be back on the back foot.
Yeah, we see demos coming into play right now as Belconnen trying to find that opening, but the ball goes right over their heads. Hayden, though, won't be able to recover to make that shot. Supersonic going to try and play off the wall, but it's a miss, and Ultras could be looking to punish. 2 defenders on the play at the moment, Hayden mate. Nice read, and again, we're seeing that overcommit coming from the Belconnen side. The 3rd man, Proteus, had to push so far forward in order to make that save. A near disaster, but a good recovery nonetheless. Boot JK does not have the height. Pass to Mock will be intercepted. Ultras, if he has the boost, he can go up for it, looking for the second touch, but the shot is not accurate, and the score remains tied.
Barely goes wide. Ultras could have got the double and the lead back for his team, but alas, they're now forced back onto the defense here as Mock nearly finesses the entire Belconnen team, but will be stopped at the last man here. 90 seconds remaining. This is looking like a very, very tight second game here. Both teams finding a bit more, but at the same time, fairly error prone as well. A lot of mistakes coming out from both sides. So you never know, that could prove the crucial difference, especially if someone makes a mistake on the goal line, for example.
Yeah, that could be. Shot kind of getting a bit of pressure on, but we're seeing smarter defensive rotations coming out from Belconnen right now. Only one person jumping out of the box at a time. Very defensive mindset, but then when everyone jumps out, Supersonic is able to go over the top. He doesn't get that next touch, so he won't be able to punish, and that's kind of why Belconnen has to play so far back, because Emmanus has shown they can strike from anywhere and at any given moment. 50 seconds remaining. Supersonic trying to set up Mock J. They went for a pinch shot, but instead drop it in the middle of no man's land. Haydenmate comes through, but his shot is saved by Ultras. Mock still keeping that pressure on the offensive side of the pitch. As with 38 seconds to go, Supersonic going to go for his own double touch. Gets the second touch, but it's not on target.
Yeah, a little bit too shallow there, but Haydenmate gets a goal even after being demoed. And with 3 seconds remaining, that could prove the clincher here. It just feels like the attack from Emmanus has just been continuous, really. Another way of putting it. Belconnen have not been able to push out of their own defensive half for maybe longer than 15 seconds at most. And it showed they're holding out well, but unfortunately, Rocket League, you do need to push out to try and take the lead. They have been stifled in that, I will admit, but yeah, for Belconnen, it's not looking too good.
No, and it's also twice that we've seen tight passes in the box also be sort of that catalyst for Emmanus to find those goals. Like, very tight, very fast, and off the ground. So it requires some of the best mechanics in order to make those intercepts or make those saves. And the fact that Emmanus has those shots in their arsenal is very, very scary and very worrying for Belconnen, who will drop game number 2 and are on the verge of being swept.
Yeah, those tight passes have definitely proved to be very lethal in this second game. But they've also mostly come off failed solo plays as well. So that's something very interesting to me, because you normally see the players just trying to go for the solo plays, but then you normally just see him go, well, we're resetting, try again. But Emmanus, they're following up with a pass, they're trying to follow it up with pressure or a demo or something like that, and it continues to work for him. So it's very, very good to see here as a player has left the match along with our broadcaster. So, yeah, interesting.
I imagine people will be coming back in very, very shortly, just joining right back up. I don't think we'll need a lobby remake, because for once the server hasn't crashed after the second game, so we'll keep on chugging along. MS again, 1 game away from getting that sweep over Belconnen High, and I have to admit, when I'm watching this Belconnen side, Ultras has been sort of that shining light for them. He's the one that's been keeping them competitive, but it just hasn't been enough yet. Players back onto the pitch. Game 3 about to go underway. Winner of this might take the entire series. That is if it goes in Emmanus's favor. Belconnen backs against the wall. They're going to need to find a way to get more offensive pressure to break that hold that has been put on them by this MS side, but letting up a goal in the first 10 seconds ain't going to help. Supersonic makes it 1-0.
We're not getting pictures to the screen right now, so we have to revert to a bit of a radio cast here, but Supersonic beats out 2 players on the left-hand side, about halfway past the halfway line, is able to slide in towards more of the goal, and will get the opener for the Emmanus boys once again, as we're already back off the kickoff there. Mock has the ball, trying to move over towards the goal. Ultras goes up just in the nick of time and will pick it up. Passes back to Supersonic, however. Haydenmate in the center, can't move forward. Will just actually go backwards just a tad here, past the halfway line. Proteus and Spookjet. TK Jace, sorry, just try and make a play. Won't be able to, as we are back on screen here. And well, Max, Emmanus in a bit of an interesting spot right now.
Yeah, I mean, they're in a good spot, one would think. Up 1-0 in Game 3. Win this, they get the sweep. Mock showing his defensive prowess. What a booming clear right out of the box. Exactly what Belconnen has been struggling with. And that does mean yet another attack for this blue side. Haydenmate doesn't quite have the accuracy. Supersonic, the next man. That's a tight angle, a little bit too tight, as the ball will bounce right off that backboard. Proteus going to try and get the clear. Does get past Mock, but 2 defenders still in his way. Going for the solo play. Can't get it over the top of Haydenmate. The follow-up shot from Ultras is stopped by Supersonic, and Mock will clear it to the corner.
Very, very good defensive saves there coming out from Emmanus. Was fairly scattered, however. which is never a position you want to be in, but able to keep out the Belconnen boys for now. That's very important as Ultras tries to go for the finesse. Will get moved over towards the left side of the field, however, Mock now on a break here. Supersonic needs to get the touch, but no, he's just a little too wide on that one. He'll hit the post and roll straight out of the net.
Yeah, so more failed attempts, unfortunately, really coming from both sides as the defense has been improving on either side just throughout. Past the Supersonics, not even needed because Mock's shot was good. 2-0 for Emmanus, and I do believe this 2-0 lead might be that lethal blow as we haven't really seen Belconnen score more than 2 goals in a game yet.
Yeah, unfortunately, haven't really been able to get onto the attack too much, and if that continues, as he said, that could be it for the Belconnen boys. However, that was a very good goal there from Mock, and sorry, Supersonic setting it up perfectly for Mock, who was unmarked just off the halfway line, and well, he just had to slam it in. Nothing else to say really, as Mock looks to go for a double here. Won't be able to get the touch, but Hayden, mate, will just rely in from the clouds to pick up the third, and yeah, I think the death knell is all but here for Belconnen. It's not looking too good for him, down 3-0 in the third game.
Sorry, I have to apologize. I actually missed what had happened with that last goal because I had a very angry cat trying to go outside and showing her anger by trying to climb up my arm. So, a good goal right there. Yeah, cats. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, if you're talking about non sequiturs, I think that's up there, to be honest, Max's. Bloody hell.
Well, she's been getting more aggressive as I cast, because I get excited, I start getting yelly, she starts getting excited, she wants to go outside, it's raining out there, and I don't want a wet cat running around, so, that's not
going one or two ways.
High school castmate. Anyways,
yeah, exactly.
Opportunity from Proteus, not gonna hit its mark, and Hayden, mate, will clear it through the corner. His Ultras actually intercepts the ball. If he can get there, that could be a goal, but gets disrupted by Mock, who makes the save. Mock showing no mercy against the Belconnen side as he stops what could have been an opening goal for this orange team.
Trying to keep it together, Max here. Mock is just coming through and blocking any hopes of a Belconnen comeback here. They try and send a long-range shot, but that will be wide. But yeah, Mock, he had to take his time a little bit just to make sure he doesn't overcommit and actually sends it into his own net. But well played there by the player from Emmanus, is how I believe it's pronounced, and he's going to find himself a double as well. So, yeah. What else can you say?
What else can you say besides Emmanus has definitely been the better team on the day. 4-0 scoreline. They're marching to that 3-0 sweep, and I can't say I'm too surprised considering how game one went. I know Belconnen, there's some things I've liked from them, Ultras in particular, as he scores an own goal right there. Granted, he was kind of put in a bad spot. I feel they were doing some things correctly. When under the pump, sometimes their defensive did hold true. Sometimes their communication was there. But too many times they broke down, and too many times they struggled to break that offensive rotation of Emmanus. And as a result, they are going to fall in this one. But by no means should we write Belconnen off as like necessarily a poor team. Just today, they were outclassed.
Particularly bad. But yeah, it's safe to say that the Emmanus boys might just be a touch of the class above the Belconnen lads. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see him in playoffs, but I don't know how far they would go, especially if they have to face off against Emmanus again. But yeah, it hasn't been a bad performance, just a couple of errors and a couple of moments under the pump have let them down quite significantly.
That said, too, for the Emmanus side, yes, it's a strong win. Yes, it's going to be a 3-0 victory, but we did see gaps in how they approached the game, especially down the middle. That was the few times Belconnen was able to break those offensive rotations. And I think that typically comes from the third man sort of playing too far to the opposite side of the pitch and not really covering the middle ground. So they can tighten up their offensive rotations a bit. There were gaps in it. For the most part, they did hold strong, but it's just these little things, these little tweaks that I think Emmanus can put into play where they will find more success down the line. Shot, not going to connect the third man as well. Unfortunately, bounced it off the backboard. So 10 seconds remaining, 5-0 our scoreline. Unless we can see something crazy in this dead time, maybe 4 seconds remaining. No one underneath falls just yet. It's actually going to be Belconnen trying to mount something. Supersonic keeps it in the air, and perhaps we'll see that 0-second shot. It is coming from Hayden Mate, but he's not able to own goal it. So 5-0 will be our final scoreline.
Yeah, domination is the only way you can put that one, Max. Emmanus has just been too strong, but as we said, Belconnen, I mean, they definitely have the fundamentals there. They maybe just have to try and keep possession a little bit longer, try and relax a bit more when they're under the pump, and more importantly for me, they need to try and keep a sustained attack going. That's something that we didn't get to see nearly at all here from the orange side, and well, if they can build that up, you never know, they might have a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. It's still early in the season, and there's still plenty of time for teams to bounce back, learn, and improve. Ultrius as well did play quite strongly for this Belconnen side. He just unfortunately wasn't enough to carry his team to that victory. And for Emmanus, it was pretty much another day at the office for them. 3-0, clean sweep, brooms are out, and they're keeping everything neat and orderly.
Yeah, keeping it nice and tidy for now here as they look to try and make playoffs when we get to the moment so far. But yeah, for Emmanus, you know, it's looking like positive days for him so far.
Absolutely. And on that note, it is time for us to say goodbye until next week. That's right. Rocket League will return next Thursday. Chris will be back once again, must I say. So
Yep.
I hope you guys are excited to hear him at again with Tico, I believe. And furthermore, we don't know what the matches are going to be yet. Those won't be decided until we get closer to the date, but it will be the same start time of 3 p.m. on Thursday. But if League of Legends is more your speed, well, Tuesday is the day for you as well. So please follow that Meta High School. Thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, have a great afternoon and a great upcoming weekend.
Right.
New sunrise is all we need. New sunrise is a promise. A new sunrise is all we need. We can take